Welcome to the year 2023. Here we see the natural moth in its habitat in PrimeTime Towers. And now we move on to seeing Greg and Moff filling the van full of joyous toys ready to be sold to all of you lovely punters at TFNation 2023. Look at how pleased he is with a job well done.
Hi guys, it's PrimeTime Greg, how are we doing? On the road, leaving Glasgow. We're not long gone, so we've got a long way to go. Who's driving?
Oh,
It's Moff. How are we doing?
good.
You excited, Moff?
Very excited, yes.
Are you knackered?
Yes, very knackered.
We've only just packed the van and we're knackered already. But yeah, it's the beginning of TFN weekend. We are both very excited and can't wait to see everybody. And as usual, this is the beginning of a little video documenting the weekend. So hopefully we'll enjoy it and hopefully you'll enjoy this video.
Meanwhile, Oddimus and PrimeTime Paddy are on a side quest of their own to collect this cardboard effigy. In the meantime, Moff and Greg acquired a Lucan of Lucan's Tea.
Morning guys. We're inside the trade room and it looks great. We're just in the setup phase. So that's in demand over there. And we've got the toy food over there. All the forge. Get power coming in here. Space bridge in the corner. And dum dum dum. PrimeTimeToys. It's gonna look quite different in a few hours time. Have a look at this, I'll show you. Hello everybody! Simon's running. You can run but you can't hide. There's Moff taking a photo of a photo. Hi! And more importantly, we'll show you what we've got. So look at our colourful stall. Hot rod. There's a mini bot there. Grumpy Stew, give us a we've got Prime, the Matrix, and we run around the corner. I have summoned you here for purpose. Unicron. Bit of Shockwave, it's a wee bit squeezed in, but hey ho. So, nice and colourful. You will see us as you come in the front door. We're literally on the right hand side. I'll let you know how it's going later on. Bye bye.
You got the touch. You got the power.
Hello everyone, it's PrimeTime Moff and I'm here to ask my questions for TFN. Oh, I'm excited, we're very close to it now. I can feel the excitement building. So I kind of thought this was a good chance to ask them on questions. Now, some of you know me from PrimeTimeToys. Some of you may know me from PrimeTime TV, where this year we relaunched the channel. And with my fantastic co-host, Oddimus Prime, we do a weekly series called 80-40-24, 40 years of rolling out, where each week we look back and discuss, we're discussing every single year of the franchise throughout the rest of the year, concluding with reviewing this year. And part of the conversations we have, so we look at the toys, we look at the cartoons, we look at all the different bits of the franchise for the year, we then pick our kind of favourite bot of the year, and then one of the things I ask every week is, what toy would you like to experience from this year that you haven't before? The show has given me a list of potential stuff that I would like to experience at TFN. I'm not saying I'm going to buy them all, but the opportunity to see them in person will be really exciting. So I'm really looking forward to getting with a total different view this year for TFN. So my questions are going to focus around that aspect of it. So the first question then, we went through this and we've looked at the lines. I for example hadn't watched. I'd watched Master Force. I was going to say hadn't, but I had watched Master Force in a really bad download version with the dub on it, late 90s, early 2000s, something like that, and I didn't enjoy it. I rewatched it this year and thoroughly enjoyed it. So doing this show has given me the chance to experience parts of the franchise that I hadn't before and grow appreciation for it, grow appreciation for different things. So question I'm going to ask you then, what line, whether it be toy line, cartoon, what line of the franchise would you like to experience that you haven't before? So the one I haven't experienced is Machine Wars. Machine Wars has went up in my estimations. Having spent some time researching it and looking at some videos, I'm kind of now curious and I'd like to experience something for myself. So the question then, from that, my next question then, from that franchise or that line, if you had to pick a toy, top toy to pick up from that, what would it be? So mine is going to be, anybody knows me, I like Soundwave, so mine is going to be Machine Wars Soundwave. I'd love to pick that up. I love the original version of that mould, but I'd love to pick up Machine Wars Soundwave, because I think if I'm going to pick up one Machine Wars toy, it's probably going to be that, closely followed by Oddimus Prime. So, I said about the idea of experiencing toys you haven't experienced before, and one of my favourite bits about TFN, and actually especially the bar at TFN, is it allows you to interact with other people who have picked up toys or you've got an interest in them. My only real social interaction before the last 2 or 3 years was going up and saying, oh, that looks amazing. Where did you get it from? How good is it? And ask some questions about toys. And then others doing that to me. So I want us to kind of put ourselves in that mindset and think that we're going to have a chance to experience stuff. I'm not going to ask you to buy stuff. I'm going to ask you about the aspect of experiencing them. So this is a challenge, almost a challenge, but I'm going to ask you to put yourself firstly into whether you're a mainline or a third-party collector. Probably until 2 years ago would have said I'm a mainline collector. Running PrimeTimeToys changes your perception of that, and now I don't define myself as a collector of anything specific, whether it be scale or line. I just collect cool toys. So I've got a range of stuff. So I've got things like Legends, Optimus Prime on my desk. Then you've got third party masterpieces. I've got official masterpieces. I've got mainline stuff. I have a bit of everything because I just collect things that are cool. So I'm going to struggle to answer these two. But if you define yourself as a mainline collector, is there a third party bot that you would like to experience at TFN? And if you see it, would you go up and feel comfortable chatting to somebody about it? And then in the opposite end, if you're mainly a third party collector, so you maybe only collect FansToys, for example, and I'm only Masterpiece, I'm only FansToys, is there a mainline bot that you actually go, oh, I'd quite like to experience that? I'd like to go and get a chance to transform it and see what it's like. Okay, then finally, now, I said one of the things I talk about was that weekly, where I asked the question, what would you like to experience? What would you like to experience? So I've sat and went back through my previous ones. I'm not going to talk about the ones that are still to come. I'm going to focus only on the ones I've chatted about. And I'm going to ask you the question, what would you be if you would pick 3 bots that you would love to experience at TFN? Sometimes it might be that the cost is going to be too much, you're going to not be able to buy these, or that actually, some of the stuff, I don't really do G1 collections, so one of these, I wouldn't have anywhere to fit it in my collection. I might pick it up still because if I see it cheap enough, but it wouldn't fit in my collection, but I'd love to experience it. So, my 3 bots are Cyclonus, G1 Cyclonus. As a kid, I would have loved to have it. I don't have a desire to own it. I don't have any other, I don't have a Galvatron, I don't have a Scourge, I don't have I need to, and if I bought it, I probably want them, but I would love to experience it. I've never experienced it. I saw it, but never handled it, so I'd love to experience Cyclonus. Thunderclash, I said about Machine Wars Optimus, I think that's the safer route to go to own that mould or play about with that mould, but Thunderclash I have seen at numerous times from a distance, and it always just, the colours just look stunning. I'd love to get my hands on it in proper experience it, but I know there's issues with the GPS. So that's my next one. And then my final one is Getaway. I would love to experience Getaway. I actually probably most of the Power Masters I'd like to experience, but Getaway is probably top of those. So that's my three bots that I would love to experience. So that's my questions for you. It's all about experience for me. It's always about getting in now, more so than ever, getting in with, you know, you're going to get a chance at this convention to see toys you'll never get to see before. You know, you'll never get a chance to see these in daily life. So have a think about that and answer my questions. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Hello there, Oddimus Prime here. I'm going to answer Moff's TFN questions. He has 4 questions, and I'm going to answer all 4 of them, as is the way. TFN is approaching, and I am getting super, super excited. I absolutely loved working it last year with the PrimeTime crew. It's just so great. It's lovely to interact with people. It's lovely to just be in the dealer hall and just experience, just soak all of that in, like all day. It's so good. I honestly can't express how amazing it was last year. So yes, super looking forward to that. Other aspects of TFN that I really, really love every year, it's the social side. I'm not somebody who goes to a large number of panels. I'm not particularly one for autographs. I'll get the odd one, but I'm not like, I must have all the autographs. He says, surrounded by signed pictures from Jeff Senior and Simon Furman. But yeah, I'm contrary. So really I go down for the social aspects. And that involves just talking to people and just having fun and seeing your friends and, you know, all that sort of stuff. And working in the dealer room really, really allows that to just become a slightly different element, because you get to talk to people that you wouldn't necessarily talk to. I'm not a particularly outgoing person ordinarily. So walking up to people in the bar randomly and talking to them, it just isn't going to happen. I'm quite likely to be the person sort of sat there going, yes, and not necessarily being the front and center kind of person. But being on the stall means that people come up and we talk to them, we have a conversation, and that sort of jump starts that sort of aspect of it, which for me is really helpful. Which has nothing to do with the questions that Moff has asked, but anyway, just thought I'd give you a bit of an insight. So Moff's questions: which line of the franchise would I like to experience that I haven't before? It's a tough one, because for the most part, I've pretty much dabbled with everything over the years of my collecting, either through other people's collections. My friend Dave has a ridiculous collection, some really, really great figures I never would have looked at, let alone had a feel of. So yeah, that sort of side of it, I'm more or less covered. But I think touching on something that Moff mentioned. Master Force. It's the tail end of the G1 Transformers, and it was something that we didn't get over here, obviously. I mean, we got some of the bots, but it was also when I wasn't really collecting. So a lot of the stuff that sort of came out around that time, especially in Japan, I've barely touched. I've experienced some of them. My friend had Drillhorn, which I've probably spoken about. Was that Master Force? I think it was Master Force. But there's things like the Monster Bots. And I mean, yeah. So yeah, Master Force. The stuff in Master Force is it's quintessentially Japanese G1, and that makes it really interesting. I really want to have a look at and sort of get hold of some of those figures, some of the Headmaster Juniors, and good old Overlord, which I've not actually played with, the G1 one. So yeah, that's that one. And which bot from that line would I want to pick up? It's going to be Overlord. It's just an amazing big toy. I would say an Optimus Prime, but I've got all the Optimus Primes, so there. Oh no, tell a lie. I completely tell a lie. Star Saber. Yeah, I want a Star Saber. There we go. There's Master Force, isn't it? Oh, I'm going to look a right idiot if it's not. But yeah, Star Saber. Whichever line he's from. I should do some more research. If you're a mainline collector, is there a third-party figure that you'd like to experience, or vice versa? Is there a mainline figure? It's a bit of an awkward one because, again, like Moff, I collect both. My main focus, as everybody seems to know these days, is Optimus Prime, and I have third-party KOs, mainline, you name it, everything Optimus Prime. So I don't really particularly stick to either sort of realm, as it were. So yeah, I mean, any mainline or third-party Optimus Primes will likely be purchased. So that's a bit of a... I can't really say anything else about that. Most of the stuff, otherwise, I don't tend to pick things up, either mainline or third party. I suppose a push. I really want to get hold of the new mainline Magna Boss. It's been a long day. Magna Boss. I really liked the original one from Neo. Was Beast Wars 2? Neo. Great figure, absolutely bonkers. So would really like to get hold of one of those. And third party, there's loads of primes that I haven't been able to get my hands on. So any of those really. And 3 bots I'd like to experience at TFN. So Overlord, which is doubling up. So let's go for... Nope, still Overlord. Yeah, I'm still want Overlord. Other than that, Beast Wars Neo, Heinlad. I've seen him loads, but I've never actually got my mitts on him. So I'd love to get my hands on a Heinlad with his little clock and his sake and bonkers figure. Really, 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 yeah, definitely want to get my hands on that. Don't necessarily buy it, just have a fondle. And lastly, I think it's gonna have to be, you know what, Shockwave, G1 Shockwave. I'm gonna say this is not really a like experience because I have got my hands around one a couple of times, but like way in the past. But I've never really experienced him. My friend had one of the Laser Man ones, or whatever they're called, Astro Gun, or from G1 back in the 80s, and he was broken, so that didn't really count. And I think I've only really sort of held him maybe once. I've never transformed him, never had a real proper go with him. So yeah, there we go. Overlord, Shockwave, and Heinlad. Those are mine. Hello again, Oddimus Prime here. Very quickly, I'm going to do my TFN questions for this year. I just really sort of thinking about the things that we do around TFN and the things that we like to experience at an event such as TFN. But some of the important things are less what we actually do, but you know, where we do it. So TFN now has several other mini events, one in Reading and one in Manchester, so it's sort of spreading itself across the country. But my question is this: would you like to see the main TFN occur at a different location in the future? This is not to say that I have any problem with the Hilton whatsoever. I actually really like it. It's a really great venue. It's really, really good, really well laid out. But it's quite far up the country for some people and quite far down the country for other people. Nice and central, you might say. But is that a barrier to some people coming from further south or further north? I don't know. This is your opinion. So yeah, would you like to see it somewhere else? Second question. Would you ever like to see any other brands brought in to the TFN fold? So obviously it's a Transformers convention, and that's exactly what it should be. But is there anything else that you would like possibly to be folded in? In the past, we've had some of the Transformers ancillary things like Brave have been brought in and mentioned and shown off. And of course we had a big sort of Gundam related sort of panel and some stuff on sale a few years ago, and that sort of persisted. We've got some Gundam kit sales within the trader stand. So is there any other brands you'd like brought in, possibly stuff that's sort of, I don't know, in the same sort of sphere, things that happened around the same time? GoBots is kind of already there, but you know, anything else? Zoids? Third question. Which actor from the live action movies would you like to see as a guest? So specifically an actor from any of the live action Transformers movies. We've had some voice actors before, but we haven't had anyone who is actually an actor within the film, somebody you actually saw on screen. And there's loads of people that have been in the films at various times. Yes, some of them may be a little bit out of coming along to TFN budget, but you know, there are some other ones in there, smaller characters that would be really, really good to see. I mean, it's you know, a wee bit like wishful thinking, but someone like Alan Tudyk, he's in one of the Transformers live action movies, but he also voices Oddimus Prime in the latest cartoon. So, interesting one. And finally, my last question. Do you see the Trader Hall as a place for bargains or a place for grails? Now, for me, it's a little bit of both. I'm always after a bargain, but at the same time, I'm always looking out for things that I don't normally see, things that I find difficult to get hold of. So it's a little bit of both for me, but I don't come along to a convention expecting a massive bargain, because the very nature of them, that's not really what they are. I know there's some cheap stuff goes on there, and some stuff comes out cheap sometimes towards the end of the convention. But as a general rule, I'm more interested in looking at stuff that I don't see every day, or I can't normally get hold of, or trying to find that figure that is just so elusive. I may have mentioned my ridiculous Grail, which is not even a remotely rare figure, but I'll talk about him another time in another video. Anyway, so which would you do? Grails or bargains or both? Those are my questions. Thank you for watching.
Hello everybody, PrimeTime Moff here, ready to chat to you about TFNation and our special little TFNation episode. All the excitement is building, and I'm looking forward to answering Simon's questions. Let's get to them. So the first question he asked was around whether I'd like to see the main TFN in a different location. So the obvious answer may be yes, I would, because it would make my life and logistics so much easier to be maybe further up north. However, I think from a location, I don't think you can get better than what they have. I know there's a challenge around another accessible hotel, but you think about the transport links, you think what's available in Birmingham, I don't think you're going to get that anywhere else, whether it be kind of other major cities. I think Birmingham is pretty good for that. So I think it is a good location, and it's not massively horrific. You know, the Reading one, for example, I'm hoping to be going to Reading. It's going to be a big trek of a day for me to get there. So that's a bit more of a challenge. So Birmingham's a good space for a one day travelling for me. So I'm okay with that. Other brands. Would I like to see other brands brought in? So yes, I think I would. I've talked before about the Visionaries panel and how much I enjoyed that. And one thing I would say is that having become a part of PrimeTimeToyz, and you know, every day at some point I'm thinking about Transformers. It means that when somebody starts talking about another toy line or another cartoon, I find myself really engaged, because it's like, oh look, shiny. Doesn't mean it takes away from my love of Transformers, but it's a really good opportunity to do something different. So yes, I'd love to see that. Which live action actor would I like to see? Now, this is an easy one and it's a cheap one, and that's Alan Tudyk. Now, he's awesome. He's a great actor. Yes, he doesn't maybe play the biggest role in the live actions, but it would tick off a box for me from regards to Optimus Prime voice actors. So that's who I would like to see, and he has done awesome other films as well. Do you see the Trader Hall as a place for bargains or grails? So, a bit of both. I can understand why people see it as a grails, because when you're buying older toys, it's tough to see what the condition is when you're buying them online. So whilst yes, there is absolutely the online marketplace now allows you to get pretty much any toy you want if you're willing to be patient and wait. but you can never really tell the condition when you see it, especially used items online. You know, pictures only do so much. So being able to pick up a Grail in person, see the condition, I can understand why that would appeal for people. It's not how I look at it. I only really have the one Holy Grail, the Fort Max, and I have him. I'd like to pick up Overlord this year. He's a close I'd have to a Grail, but I'm not, like, it's the only way I'm going to get it. But what it does allow you to do is see some of these really rare pieces. I've seen a lot of rare Transformers over my time at TFNations and auto assemblies, and it's kind of like that museum feel. So you get to see stuff you wouldn't normally get to see. But for me, what I love about it is you do get bargains. You do get to pick up toys you wouldn't normally have picked up before because they're cheap. And sometimes that fun is worth the price of admission. You know, I talked about the challenge I had with my son. We went and picked up cheap bots. I had great fun doing that, and that really appealed to me, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully bringing him again in the future and doing with my younger son, probably actually bringing my younger son and doing the same again, and just going, let's go and have fun. So I think there's a bit of both. We'll have maybe some Grails, we'll maybe have some bargains on our stall, so hopefully there's a little bit of both for you there. But thank you, Simon, for the questions. Thank you all for watching. Can't believe we're nearly at TF Nation. Excitement is building, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Take care.